Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Live here, and welcome back to another episode of Coaster Spotlight Bundle Edition. And today's bundle theme of coasters, we're going to be looking at 4 Mediterranean garden-style themed coasters. All blueprint coasters here today, and we have a special 3-part blueprint coaster as well to check out. All share codes will be down in the description below. If you guys want to get your creation seen, join us on Discord or check out the submission form down in the description below. Let's get into today's episode. Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our Mediterranean gardens. We're going to be kicking things off. The first creation of the day goes to the Summit, created by HumfyGab, an unranked and now builder in this community. And here they say, hello, I follow your channel for years now, and more than once I got ideas and inspiration from your videos, so thank you. This is my first submission and my first upload to the workshop. I worked for about 2 weeks on it, and I'm quite proud of it. The coaster consists of 3 blueprints due to the 7,005 pieces that use a position cube for alignment, like in your community parks. It features custom animatronics, shops, staff facilities. I hope it's not too big for getting reviewed in one of your videos. Since it's a multiverse coaster and the coaster car rotates, guest view provides the best experience. I'd love to get some thoughts and feedback on my coaster creation, and thank you for all your hard work. You're very, very welcome. Thank you for your appreciation. Wow, the characters in this queue are phenomenally well crafted. The queue itself is also really cool. Going on a bit of a detour, we're going through a shop even, or a storage room. I don't know what this is, but I saw a help wanted sign. Got a door buzz from HelloFresh. Interrupted my thoughts there. Not sponsored by HelloFresh, but I highly recommend it. It is helping me lose weight and eat healthy. Let's go. All right, so ride the Summit. I'm gonna do a quick pause here so I can deal with my grocery delivery from HelloFresh, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back and ready to go. Here's a look at all the coaster stats here. Nice 32,000 scenery rating and green across the board. Let's go. They did say seat view was best, so we're gonna respect that, but I think we could probably try out something else as well. Off we go. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is the 3-part blueprint. I guess they would have said that in their read. But yes, this is a lot of pieces for a blueprint. Very cool. You see the Yeti? I'm not sure if it's working properly. The instructions said I had to set up the triggers, which is very strange. I thought there was a second trigger supposed to go off that I did not see. Okay, there it is. Let's check this one out at night and add a dark ride soundtrack to it. Not exactly what the best music is for this, but we're going with the one I chose. All right, let's see if we can get a different perspective on this coaster. Maybe we could do a little bit of an orbit, or maybe a look forward. That's a bit strange. We got a bit of a... Oh, was that an exit station, maybe? Here we go. The look forward is a bit strange. So is the chase. You've done decorated it. We'll try this out. All right, off we go. All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at it closer and talk about it from a bird's eye view here. Let's go 11 a.m. It is a massive blueprint, first and foremost. Let's address that, but also very, very cool. I mean, you have this whole village here. You have the summit. You've called it the summit. I really like the artistry, especially like these bridges. And inside, we had, where am I? Some amazing looking characters. Look at that. These are incredible. And then we had them again up on the summit. So I think the experience is pretty good. In terms of using the multiverse coaster to rotate, I don't feel like it hit the same way it should have. And that's likely because the triggers aren't really, there's two of them, and they're not really doing much, and they're not doing it at the right times. It could be potentially my fault. I put the setup over here. So first you have to align 3 cubes because it's 3 blueprints, right? And then you have to set up the trigger sequences yourself. So you have to kind of like click the coaster and then go to the create trigger sequence, and you'll see 2 already placed. And then when you edit one, you can add them. And I just assumed it was this because it's nearby the first trigger. And then for the second one, I assumed it was this because that's nearby the trigger. But a lot of people might not understand that. I would suggest if you're going to do a 2-part blueprint with trigger sequences, have the first blueprint include the coaster and all of the triggers. That way it's already set up. Then the second blueprint just adds the scenery and it's already good to go. Because I'm not sure if people will know to set this up, and some people don't know how to set it up. So, and they might not see the hidden Yeti inside the rock either. That being said, if you would have done it that way, you could have had more opportunities to do more triggers and take advantage of the multiverse coaster, the rotation on that, the jump scare moments, and that sort of thing. I also think, you know, really setting the tone. It's supposed to be a bit of a dark ride coaster, having a fitting song choice for that with certain moments throughout. At the peak of the music, when things kick in, we get the most jump scares and that sort of thing. Overall, though, the artistry is really, really good. And it's a really ambitious project. It's really, really quite cool. I think next time, because you like to go so big, just make a giant park file. Build to your heart's content. Use the terrain that the map gives you so you don't have to scale up giant rocks. Use the, you know, brush tools. Use everything you possibly do. Build as much as you think you can build and create the experience that you want to create on a map. And then just send that park file in as a coaster spotlight park file. I think once you go beyond 2-part blueprint, it gets a little bit crazy, and if one of the share codes ends up breaking, the whole thing is destroyed. So I definitely would recommend keeping things under 4K and at the very most 2-part blueprints. But a very solid creation from a brand new builder in this community, HumfyGab. I said your name wrong in the beginning. HumfyGab. An unranked and out builder. Now, I just want to set this aside before we go to the next creation, because this is technically the next creation. El Pueblo. This one was created by uavincoming. I recognize the name. I think they were in the Flume contest. But whenever I try to place it, it says too steep, and I don't know why. It might have something to do with the update. I don't know what too steep means. Like, is it something to do with the path is too steep? Is the coaster too steep? What of the pieces is too steep? But definitely something when you guys build your blueprints, don't just package it up and hit confirm. Test it yourself. Make sure you can place your blueprint. We've had several creations sent in over the past few weeks that just can't be placed. Now, I do understand, just an FYI, some people may not know this. Under the construction collision settings, you basically just want to turn everything off. Because if the coaster interacts with the terrain or a path or a scenery piece, you might not be able to place it. So just turn all these things off, and that will help with these issues. However, this too steep issue is a new one to me. So unfortunately for you, uavincoming, El Pueblo is not going to be featured here today. But if you fix it, resubmit it, because it's already pulled out of the bin and into this episode. Thus, it will be deleted when this episode gets deleted. So resubmit it if you get it fixed. All right. All that being said, our next creation of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is going to Garden Ride by Dannylicious. An unranked and now builder to this community. And here they say, oh, they say a lot. Hello, everyone. I am Daniela from Germany, and I'm still new to the community. In order to write this text in an understandable way, I had AI help me with the translation. So if there are any mistakes, it was certainly not my fault, I swear. But now to my roller coaster, no matter if Planet Coaster 1, Planet Zoo, or Planet Coaster 2, in every game I wanted to create some building inspired by the world wonder Hanging Gardens from Babylon. But since we don't exactly know what the Hanging Gardens look like, let alone wonder if it existed, there's no limit to my creativity. To my regret, however, I had to keep this creation smaller than I actually wanted, as this game wouldn't let me save construction plan for more than 4,000 parts. So at this point, I ask you to let your creativity play along. In the original, my building had one more floor and a lot more plants. My roller coaster is not particularly exciting now, as I rather focus integrating the roller coaster to the building complex. As 4 small slides of the building, there is possibility to have paths running to this place as a central point to the park. It didn't quite turn out the way I had it in mind, if only because I couldn't build it big enough to save it as a blueprint. We have a running theme here, but I'm happy with it, so I added some lighting to make it romantic moonlit journey as well. I hope you enjoy my little wonder. Okay. All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about it. Now, as they mentioned, they used AI to translate their submission write-up. They might not actually understand what I'm saying unless they can get AI to translate what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know how AI translation works, but I'm at least glad that you're able to submit something because of that assistance. That's great. Lighting is pretty vibrant at night. I quite like it. It's fun. The actual vibrance and beauty of the creation is there. I love all the garden work. You said Gardens of Babylon. And it's feeling very much that way. I think the biggest points of feedback from me are going to be thinking about your footprint, okay? So when somebody downloads this and goes to set it up, what kind of challenges are you presenting them? And having entrances at all angles plus a staff facility is a bit challenging to work all that path work in. This is going to work great for the center of a park where all the pathways intermingle and connect to the middle, but it's still a bit of a pathing nightmare. The nice thing about blueprints and including paths in your blueprints, you can make that as simple as possible, like we see here. Nothing needs to be done over here. You just connect the path in, whereas this one requires a little bit more setup. And if you have something already over here, you're gonna run into some issues. Now, you did mention this is a 4K blueprint and you ran out of pieces. We can see that here and there. Little bits of pieces missing, nothing going on over here. A little bit strange. The actual shopping center, the shops themselves could be spruced up a little bit. If you're gonna include them, it would be nice to make them as fun as possible. But again, you're using all those pieces on the actual gardens. So my feedback would be kind of similar to the last creator. If you really want to get ambitious and you really want unlimited pieces to show us what you're capable of on a artist level, if the pieces are holding you back from doing what you're good at, submit it as a park file in the future. But if you're going to do that, definitely go beyond at least 12,000 pieces or that sort of thing. But as a blueprint, as a builder, as someone brand new to the community, I think this is a very solid first time to creation. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. That was Garden Ride by Danielle Licious. Hopefully I got that right. Okay, our next creation of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is going to Medusa Garden by TBMeller, another unranked and now builder in this community. Lots of new names in this episode. It's great to see it. And here they say, this roller coaster takes you through Medusa's garden where the goal is to escape before Medusa turns you to stone. But hurry! Medusa is right behind you the entire time. You'll need to twist and turn your way through the garden as fast as you can. Good luck, and may Zeus be on your side. Very fun. Very nice coaster layout on this one. I want to check it out again in track view for the smoothest ride experience possible, and we'll check and see if there's any nighttime lighting on this one as well. All right, very nice. Let's see if we have any nighttime. I don't think we do. It has a little bit in the station, and that's about it. All right, so let's talk about it then, ladies and gentlemen. If the coaster's the focus, and as a new builder to the community, I think actually the coaster layout was quite fun. I really liked it. The color palette you got going on is really nice too. I'd be a big fan of this lime green purple combo. Seen it in a few park spotlights over the past few park spotlights. The boarding station on this is actually quite nice as well. I think the queue could be amped up a little bit, especially because this is supposed you built a bit of a story. It's the Medusa's ride. You included the Zeus, you included the characters, but I didn't really get the feeling of their presence throughout this ride, which is okay. The coaster has a theme to it, but it wasn't really an experience. So I definitely think you could amp that up in the future and aim for that. But environmentally speaking, the terrain works nice. There's lots of visuals. The coaster layout's great. So maybe you could just punch up the animatronics as well as, you know, a little bit more of a detailed queue that tells a bit of a story on its own as well. But for me, I think it's the best coaster of the day so far, and I really quite enjoyed it. So great job on this one to TBMeller, another unranked and now new builder to this community. Absolutely amazing creation here today. Can't wait to see what you do next. And that brings us to our last creation of the day, Lino Gardens, created by Leovo, an already established builder in this community and a silver patron. Thank you so much for your support. Levo, if you guys want to support the show because you enjoy the content and everything that we do here, put a lot of work into these videos, please do check out Patreon. Just a few bucks a month can go a long way. Here they say, hello, Johnny, welcome to the best build in Planet Coaster 2, or my best build. I was going to say, that's pretty brash. This ride includes a themed queue line, themed launches, nighttime lighting, and themed sets around the tracks. The coaster has over 1,280 16-meter tracks. Anyways, welcome to Lino Gardens. This garden has been created and carried down for many centuries. The garden was handcrafted and grown by the leader of the city, Venice. While you embark through this magical garden, try not to reach out and touch any of the items you come across. The owners won't be too happy. Okay. All right, there it is. Really nice job on this one, Levo. Another pretty great coaster layout. The footprint lacks a little bit of refinement. I would like to see that tightened up a little bit. It's a lot of spammy bushes artistry-wise. Boarding station could be punched up a little bit, as well as some of these extra rooms. I'm not sure what they are. Yeah, thematically speaking, you definitely could punch up some of those elements, but coaster layout was pretty fun. I actually really like that. Let's see if there's any nighttime lighting on this one. Oh, and as we went through the shrubs here, I forgot to mention, I did notice on the Gardens of Babylon, we smacked into a few trees. So definitely re-ride your coasters and make sure there's no collision issues going forward for your future submissions. But a pretty solid job on this one here today. Levo, thank you again for supporting the show through Patreon. 4 fun garden style creations here, an interesting theme for today's episode, all offering something a little bit different. Got an ambitious 3-part blueprint, doing a Gardens of Babylon Hop the Gap style coaster, a nice scenic Greek mythology coaster, and another kind of Greek-esque garden exploration style coaster here. Lots of track length on these last 2 ones. Really great stuff. All creations doing something different here today. What did you guys think of today's creations? Fire away down in the comments below. And that is going to do it for us in today's episode of Coaster Spotlight. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you enjoy the content, please do leave a like, leave a comment, help engagement. Really do appreciate it. I'll see you all in tomorrow's video. Bye now.